Let me tell you a story about something many people feel but rarely talk about. The habit of comparing yourself to others. It is a habit that grows slowly. It takes your focus away from your own path. It makes your mind heavy. You look at someone who has more money. You look at someone who looks better. You look at someone who reaches goals faster. You ask why their life moves forward, and yours does not. You forget that your life is not supposed to look like theirs. Your skills, your opportunities, and your timing are different. This story will show you why comparing your life to others only hurts you. Listen with attention. Take the parts that fit your life. Leave the rest. There was a small village near a town. A large forest stood beside this village. People visited this forest to gather fruit, collect wood, or rest in the shade. The forest had tall trees, short trees, fruit trees, and strong trees. It looked peaceful. It looked complete. In this village lived a boy named Ethan. Ethan worked hard. He was honest. He helped others. People liked him. But Ethan had a habit that made his life painful. He compared himself with almost everyone around him. When he saw his friend Liam getting top grades, he felt a sting in his heart. He thought he was not smart enough. When he saw Ryan, the neighbor with money, he felt poor. When he saw someone running fast, he felt weak. He measured everything he did with what others did. The more he compared, the more he lost interest in his own life. He could not study with a clear mind. He did not enjoy hobbies. He woke up each day thinking he would never be as good as anyone else. His confidence lowered. His mood dropped. One day, a wise old man visited the village. People called him Grandpa Joe. He had traveled to many places. He listened to many stories. He knew how to explain things in a simple way. People trusted him. Ethan gathered courage and spoke to him. He said, "Grandpa, I try very hard. I study. I work. I help others. But when I see someone doing better, I feel sad. I feel like I am not enough. I feel like I can never reach where they are." Grandpa Joe listened with a quiet smile. Then he said, "Come to the oldest tree near the forest tomorrow morning. I will show you something that will help you." The next morning, Ethan reached the tree. Grandpa Joe was already there. The sun was rising. Light fell on the ground through the branches. The air felt fresh. Grandpa Joe said, "Look around. Tell me what you see." Ethan looked carefully. He saw trees of all sizes. Some had strong, thick trunks. Some had thin branches. Some carried fruit. Others carried none. Ethan said, "There are many types of trees here. They all look different." Grandpa Joe asked, "Now imagine if this small apple tree started complaining that it is not as tall as the coconut tree. Or the coconut tree said it wishes it had sweet apples. Would that make sense?" Ethan laughed. He said, "That would sound silly. Trees cannot think like that." Grandpa Joe nodded. He said, "Then why do people do the same thing?" "Every tree grows in its own way. It depends on its roots and soil. It depends on sunlight and water. It depends on the seed it came from. You never judge a tree by comparing it to the one next to it." Grandpa Joe then walked with Ethan toward a pond. Fish moved through the water. Birds flew over the pond. Both lived in the same space, but used different abilities. Grandpa Joe asked, "If a fish said it wants to fly like a bird, would that be right?" Ethan said, "No, a fish swims. A bird flies. They are not supposed to do the same thing." Grandpa Joe placed his hand on Ethan's shoulder. He said, "You must stop wanting to be someone else. You have your own strength. You have your own speed. You have your own way to reach your goals. You only need to see what you can do and grow from there." Ethan felt the words sink into his mind. For the first time, he realized how many hours he had wasted thinking about other people's lives. He saw how his habit of comparing had turned into a trap. It stopped him from seeing his own skills. It blinded him from his own progress. That day became a turning point. Ethan decided to focus only on what he could control. He studied at his own pace. He trained his mind to stay on his own work. When someone achieved something, he felt happy for them, but he did not let it lower his own confidence. In a few months, he felt lighter. His thoughts became clear. He started noticing his strengths. He became better at planning. He became more patient. He became more steady. Years passed. Ethan worked with focus and consistency. He learned from his mistakes. He built small goals and reached them one by one. With time, he started a small business. It grew slowly. It grew with stability. People trusted him because he worked with honesty and calm energy. Ethan became an example for the young people in the village. They looked at him and felt inspired. They saw a person who had changed his own path by changing his thinking. Whenever someone asked him how he became successful, he gave a simple answer. He said, "When you stop comparing your life to others, you free your mind. You stop trying to live someone else's story. You start building your own." He always said, "A person grows when they walk their own path, not when they copy someone else." This lesson stayed with everyone who heard it. Remember this. Your life moves forward when your focus stays on your own actions. You have strengths that you have not yet seen. You have ideas that others do not have. You have a story that only you can write. Look at your path. Look at your growth. Look at your effort. That is where real progress begins. If this story helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. A few words can change the direction of a life.